Hello.
Hello.
How y'all doing?
Great.
Good.
I know we talked before, you watched a lot of Patrick very early on and you were away.
Mm-hmm.
Was this first touchdown the other night kind of one of those moments that that don't just happen everywhere on the little scramble when he found?
Yeah, they were for sure. You know, I've been watching those on TV and the last 4 years seeing those, and you just we saw him in practice back in 17. You know, he was out there doing things in practice when I get that look from Coach. But to see him for now as many years as he's been doing it, it was nice to be on this sideline and be a part of that, and him just ad-libbing and making some plays.
When that play is happening, I mean, he sees it. Or what are you thinking is happening when you're like 3 seconds into that thing?
No. Yeah. Good play. One of those.
Is that the kind of thing you can teach a quarterback to do, or is that sort of instinct and you either have it or you don't?
Well, I think it's a little bit of both. And when I say that, probably a lot of that is more of putting a little bit of a temperature or seeing how much and when you do it. You never want to take that away from him. He's got a gift that not many people have. He's proven that over all these years, the whole way back to college when he was doing it. And so you recognize that, you appreciate it. I caught myself several times in training camp doing the no, yes. And so there's the good thing is there's a lot more positive things that happen with him than not. And what we do is we talk and we discuss why do we have to be careful of the throws across the body or extending plays and just living to see the next down. That's hard sometimes. He's wired in such a way that he wants a touchdown on every play. And I think that Coach Reed, EB, Mike Kafka, all the guys that have been a part of this over these years, they've done a wonderful job at being able to get him to learn that and keep teaching it. And so now that I'm a part of this, again, I want to be able to become even better and be smart. But let those plays happen because you can see magical things happen. So
was that a hard line to draw when he first came in? Okay, we want to make him a better player, but we don't want to take this kind of creativity away from him?
I don't think it was too difficult because, you know, Coach Reed does such a great job at making sure that he understands where to go with the football within the concept and the scheme. For Patrick, it was probably more of being able to learn this offense, number one, which he did his rookie year, to take it and transition it into seeing defenses. And now he's mastering things, you know, and you're careful when you use that word master because he can still do a lot more and become better and better, which is awesome, and he wants that. But now it's the little parts of the game where you want to excel and take it to a whole nother level, and he wants that. You know, that's exciting. So the only times that you can use that or when times like the other night when he had that and scrambled for the touchdown is just making sure, okay, great job. You extended the play. It worked. There's a lot of those that have happened in your career, but let's just make sure we talk through the down and distance and understand, is it first and goal? Is it third and goal? Is it the first quarter? Is it the fourth quarter? And that's where he already has an unbelievable mind when it comes to that and a savviness of knowing that stuff, but we're there to help him, and he wants that.
There was a no that ended up being an interception, but then it got overturned, right? On a play like that after the game, he said he got, right? There was the defense that he didn't expect to have happen. When you look back at that through the week, how do you guys handle that situation with him to make sure it doesn't happen again?
Yeah, so that one was a little bit different in the fact that, like he said, he mentioned that they popped the cover 2 on us, which was a little different. And I think it was almost like just as the ball was being released, he saw that and felt that versus the scramble around, what's going to happen deal. That will happen in this league. There's great defensive coordinators and great players that can trick you coverage-wise. So he wasn't necessarily wrong with his eyes. It was just more so the decision. And those happen probably for everybody in this league more than we think, and it's just trying to reduce those.
And did you look at much of what the Chargers, I assume so much of what the Chargers did to him last year, and was that a different wrinkle than even popped on the other 2 games?
Well, I think the beauty of this game is you have a lot of bright minds on all sides of the ball, but on defense you see when you have a great quarterback like we do, you're going to get curveballs and you're going to get change-ups. And so it's when they're coming, and we look at a lot of tape and a lot of different times within different years and try to predict what we're going to see. And you're not always right, and it's guys like Patrick that can help make you right when you do see those.
But it's always like, you feel like every game you see something maybe that you didn't see on that specific coordinator call.
Yeah, there's especially early in the season, you'll see some unscouted looks. So you just got to be able to make adjustments and then let the guys go out there and play within the system.
Patrick, obviously, I mean, we've seen it. I mean, he's great from week 1 to the Super Bowl. But on September, he seems like he's on a different level than any other quarterback. The numbers back that up. Anything you can put your finger on why the first quarter of the season he just seems to be at that level?
Not necessarily, other than I think, this kid is just so entrenched in loving this game that it's now him to learn. He has so much passion for it that it never stops. And, it's about making adjustments for us as coaches, him as a player. But I don't necessarily think there's anything to it other than just making sure that we worry about this year and where he's at with his just his focus. And every week there's always new defensive coordinators that might try to throw a different wrinkle at him, whether it's blitzes or a coverage scheme. But he's pretty locked in right now, and he's in a great place. And I think it's our job as coaches and players around him to keep it there. But it starts with him. He comes in every day to the meetings, to practices, and he brings the same level of energy. He never has a bad day, and if he does, he doesn't show it.
Matt, when you get like 9 and 10 days to prepare for a game, because of the caliber of quarterback you have and obviously the collective offensive minds, does that give you maybe more creative freedom to come up with new concepts, new plays?
It certainly gives you more time, but and for Coach Reed and the staff that was here that has gone to the Super Bowl a couple times and has gone as far as they have in the playoffs, you realize that you do have to, when you have that extra time, you have to be careful of trying to overload and do too much, because it can sometimes become something that can bog you down. So I think Coach does a phenomenal job of actually using that time to make sure we stay on the same schedule and even sometimes be done with our game plan sooner than waiting to have a normal week. And for me personally, to see that be done as a head coach was pretty neat.
Last one, Haley. Coach Mahomes jokingly brought up the QB sneak yesterday, and he said he's been bugging Coach Reed about letting him do it. He wants to obviously save it for the playoffs, and he said the Super Bowl is when he's going to maybe jump over the top and just use it. Has he bugged you at all or brought that up?
No, he hasn't really approached that subject with me. He knows that Coach has the 51%. So good. All right, y'all take care.